Do you truly believe that God created you just to struggle endlessly? To chase after things that always seem out of reach? To spend your entire life searching for something that was already placed inside you from the beginning? No, that belief is one of the greatest illusions people have accepted. You were never created to live in a constant state of desperation. You were never meant to run after everything you desire, as if it exists somewhere far away from you, because the moment you search from a place of fear and emptiness, you are declaring that what you want is missing. And when your mind accepts the idea of absence, you continue experiencing more situations that reflect that same feeling. The truth is, God placed within you the ability to create, attract, and experience the things you desire. But most people have been taught to believe that struggle is the only path. They have been conditioned to think that exhaustion, fear, and endless effort are the price they must pay before they can receive anything good. But is that really true? Think about it. Has worry ever brought you peace? Has desperation ever created the life you wanted? Has chasing something from a place of fear ever made it arrive faster? It rarely works that way. The secret was never found in constantly searching. The power was always found in believing. A person who deeply knows they are wealthy does not wake up every morning feeling desperate for money. Someone who knows they are loved does not constantly beg for attention or approval. A person who believes they are chosen does not have to force opportunities into their life. They move differently because their inner state is different. The message is simple. Become still and recognize the power within you. Not through panic, not through begging, not through fear, through certainty. If you are searching for a new opportunity, release the anxiety behind the search. If you are seeking security, stop allowing fear to control your thoughts. Instead, turn your attention inward. Imagine yourself already experiencing what you desire. Feel the peace of having it. Feel the gratitude, the confidence, and the joy that comes with knowing it is already possible. When your inner world changes, your outer world begins to respond. The doors you thought were closed can open in unexpected ways. Opportunities can appear from places you never considered. Connections can come into your life without force or struggle. Because life does not respond only to what you say you want. It responds to the beliefs and feelings you consistently carry within. Everything you experience is influenced by the world you create inside yourself. Your assumptions, your expectations, your emotions, and your beliefs all shape the way you see and interact with life. Once you understand this, you stop seeing yourself as someone who is controlled by circumstances. You begin to realize that your inner state has power. For years, many people have been taught that everything they want exists outside of them. They are told success only comes through endless struggle. They are told love must be earned from someone else. They are told happiness will arrive only after they achieve certain things. But what if the greatest things you seek are not something you need to find? What if they are already within you, waiting for you to recognize them? The world around you is often a reflection of the beliefs you have accepted as true. If deep down you believe life is unfair, that you are unlucky, or that good things are difficult to receive, you will naturally notice experiences that confirm those beliefs. You will find reasons to prove that the world is against you. But when you begin believing that life is working with you, that you are supported, that you are guided, and that good things can come to you, your perception changes. And when your perception changes, your actions, decisions, and experiences begin to change as well. The world does not transform first. You do. Your thoughts create your emotional state. Your emotional state influences your actions, and your repeated inner patterns shape the reality you experience. If you look at your life and see limitations, lack, or constant struggle, understand that these things are not permanent forces controlling you. They are reflections of the beliefs you have been carrying. You do not need to fight every circumstance. You do not need to fear every obstacle. You need to change the source. The source is within you. Release the need to control every detail. Release the belief that you must force life to give you what you desire. You were never created to constantly chase what belongs to you. You were created to align with it, accept it, and receive it. When you move from a place of certainty instead of desperation, life begins to unfold in ways you could never have planned. Everything you experience is connected to the assumptions you carry within yourself. Your outer world is not simply happening against you. It is constantly responding to the inner world you have accepted as true. What you believe, what you imagine, and what you repeatedly feel becomes the foundation of the reality you experience. You are not powerless against circumstances. Circumstances are not the ultimate authority over your life. They are reflections of the state of consciousness you continue to occupy. The reality you experience begins in the unseen. Most people believe that only what they can physically see and touch is real. They believe the visible world is the source of everything, but the unseen is where all creation begins. Everything around you was once invisible. Every invention, every building, every achievement, and every experience began as an idea before it appeared in physical form. The chair you sit on was once a thought. The home you live in was once a vision in someone's mind. The life you desire also begins within before it appears outside. This is the process of creation. First comes imagination, then comes expression. When you understand this truth, you stop fighting with life as if it is something separate from you. You begin to realize that life is responding to the state you hold within. If you constantly assume that you are lacking, you will continue finding evidence of lack. You will notice difficulties, limitations, and disappointments because your mind is searching for proof of what you already believe. But this does not mean life is working against you. It means your inner assumptions are shaping the way you experience life. Your consciousness is like a projector, and the world around you is the screen. Whatever image you continue to hold within yourself will eventually be reflected outward. Change the image and the reflection must change. The same principle applies to abundance. When you begin assuming that you are supported, that opportunities are available to you, and that life is constantly working in your favor, your experience begins to shift. You start noticing possibilities you once ignored. You find yourself meeting the right people at unexpected moments. Solutions appear where problems once seemed impossible. This is not merely luck. It is the result of aligning your inner world with the reality you want to experience. Many people struggle because they only respond to what they see around them. They allow current circumstances to determine what they believe is possible. They see rejection and decide they are unwanted. They experience difficulty and conclude they are unlucky. They face delay and assume their desires are impossible. But those who understand the power of imagination do the opposite. They do not wait for proof before believing. They believe first, and then the evidence begins to appear. The world always reflects the assumptions you consistently hold. If you want to transform your life, begin by transforming your inner conversation. Pay attention to the thoughts you repeat. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Pay attention to the images you constantly create in your imagination, because your mind accepts what you impress upon it. If you constantly imagine failure, struggle, and disappointment, you continue creating a mental environment that supports those experiences. If you constantly focus on being unwanted, you reinforce the feeling of separation and loneliness. But when you begin assuming love, success, confidence, and abundance, you move into a completely different state. This is why it is so important to experience the feeling of your desire being fulfilled before it appears physically. Do not wait for success before you feel successful. Do not wait for love before you allow yourself to feel loved. Do not wait for abundance before you experience gratitude and peace. Enter the feeling now. Think from the position of already having what you desire. Speak, act, and imagine from the state of fulfillment rather than from the feeling of needing something to complete you. When your inner state changes, your external world begins adjusting to match it. Some people believe that circumstances are permanent and that life is controlled by fate. They believe they must simply accept whatever appears before them. But those who have experienced the power of imagination understand something different. Your future is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you participate in creating. If you continue accepting limitation will continue guiding your life. But when you choose to believe in possibilities that are not yet visible, when you remain faithful to the reality you desire, you open yourself to experiences beyond your current circumstances. You do not need to fight the world. You do not need to force every outcome. You only need to change the assumption that creates your experience. Assume abundance, and you begin moving through life with abundance. Assume love, and you become someone who naturally receives and expresses love. Assume success, and you begin recognizing opportunities that match that identity. The world is not separate from you. It is your inner world expressed outwardly. Your imagination is the beginning point of creation, so choose your thoughts carefully. What you consistently hold within will eventually find a way to reveal itself around you. Your desires are not meaningless wishes. They are not random thoughts that appear without purpose. A desire placed within your heart is an invitation toward a greater version of yourself. When you imagine a life filled with love, prosperity, or achievement, that vision is already alive within the unseen. You do not need to fight for it as if it is something distant. You do not need to prove that you deserve it. Your role is to recognize it, align with it, and allow it to become expressed through you. Many people misunderstand desire. They believe wanting something means they are missing it. They see desire as evidence of emptiness, so they spend years chasing things they believe are far away. But what if desire is not a sign of absence? What if desire is a reminder of what is possible? The fact that a dream exists within your awareness means it has entered your consciousness for a reason. If a vision of love, success, or abundance appears in your heart, it is showing you a reality you are capable of experiencing. Think of a radio. A station already exists, but you cannot hear it until you adjust your frequency to receive it. Your desires work the same way. The reality you want already exists as a possibility. Your task is to shift your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs until you become aligned with it. When you desire wealth, it is because abundance is a state you can embody. When you desire love, it is because love is a reality you can experience. When you desire success, it is because success is already within the realm of possibility for you. You are not creating something from nothing. You are awakening to something that has always been available. The greatest mistake people make is believing they must suffer before they can receive. They believe they must struggle endlessly, prove their worth, or fight against life to earn what they want. But the struggle does not come from receiving. The struggle comes from believing that receiving must be difficult. The moment you release the need to force life, you begin experiencing the natural flow that was always available to you. To truly accept your desire, you must first accept that it is already possible. You must live with the feeling that it is already accomplished. This is the power of faith. Faith allows you to see beyond current appearances. It allows you to trust a reality that has not yet become visible. And when your belief becomes stronger than your circumstances begin to change. The world may tell you that wanting something creates disappointment. It may tell you that having desires only leads to frustration because you cannot always get what you want. But disappointment only comes when you see your desire as something separate from you, something distant, something you must desperately chase and somehow capture. The truth is different. You do not need to run after your desires. You need to become the person who already lives in harmony with them. Your desire is not something outside of you waiting to be found. It is something you must accept internally before it can appear externally. When you assume the identity of someone who already has what they desire, your actions, emotions, and decisions naturally begin to reflect that state. You stop operating from fear. You stop looking for constant confirmation. You stop asking, when will it happen, and begin living with the quiet confidence of someone who knows it is already unfolding. You have been taught that everything valuable requires struggle. You have been taught that success comes only through exhaustion, that happiness must be earned, and that opportunities must be chased. But look at nature. The sun does not force itself to rise every morning. The seasons do not struggle to change. The rivers do not fight their way toward the ocean. Everything moves according to its own natural rhythm. There is no desperation in nature. There is no panic. There is only alignment. You are also part of this divine rhythm. When you align yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire, you return to that natural state of allowing. You stop chasing. You stop forcing. You stop living as if everything you want is always just beyond your reach. Instead, you begin receiving. Release the belief that you must work endlessly for what is already available to you. Release the idea that you are separate from the blessings you desire. The vision placed inside your heart is not there to frustrate you. It is not there to remind you of something missing. It is there to guide you toward what is possible. Your only responsibility is to align yourself with that vision and remain faithful to the feeling that it is already complete. When you do this, your external world begins shifting in ways you cannot always predict. There is a powerful difference between searching for something and knowing something belongs to you. Searching comes from the belief that something is missing. Knowing comes from the understanding that what you desire already exists within you as a possibility. The search says, I do not have it yet. The knowing says, it is already becoming my reality. Most people spend their lives searching. They search for love. They search for money. They search for happiness. They search for success. And because they constantly focus on searching, they continue reinforcing the idea that these things are somewhere outside of them. Their attention remains fixed on what is absent instead of what is present. But life responds to the state you repeatedly occupy. When you constantly think about what you lack, you continue experiencing more reasons to feel lacking. When you constantly focus on what is missing, you become disconnected from the feeling of fulfillment. But when you choose to live from the end result, everything changes. Living in the end means you no longer see yourself as someone waiting for life to begin. You become the person who already carries the feeling of completion. You no longer look around asking, where is my blessing? You begin moving with the confidence that what belongs to you is already finding its way. The person who lives in this state does not need constant signs or proof. They do not become discouraged by temporary appearances. They understand that what they see today is only a reflection of previous thoughts and beliefs. A seed does not become a tree overnight. There is a process happening beneath the surface before anything becomes visible. The same is true with your desires. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening. Just because the physical world has not changed yet does not mean your inner transformation has no power. The unseen always comes before the seen. Everything begins within. Your thoughts create your emotional state. Your emotional state influences your actions. Your actions shape your experiences. This is why your inner world matters so much. You cannot create a different life while constantly identifying with the same old version. You cannot experience abundance while believing you are always deprived. You cannot experience love while constantly seeing yourself as unworthy. You cannot experience freedom while mentally remaining trapped by fear. The change begins when you decide to become someone new within yourself. Start seeing yourself differently. Start speaking to yourself differently. Start imagining a different reality. Not because you are pretending, because you are choosing a new state of being. Your imagination is not just a place where you escape reality. It is the place where new realities are created. The future you desire begins as an inner image before it becomes an outer experience. So choose your inner world carefully. Fill your mind with the vision of the person you want to become. Feel the emotions of the life you desire. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows they are supported. Because when your inner world changes, your relationship with life changes. You stop begging life to give you something. You start recognizing that you are already connected to everything you need. You were never created to live in endless pursuit. You were created to experience, create, and receive. The moment you release the need to chase, you make space for what is meant for you. The moment you stop forcing, you allow life to move naturally. And the moment you truly believe that what you desire is already within reach, you begin seeing evidence of that belief everywhere. Life does not have to be controlled. It has to be trusted. The same power that placed the desire within you also created the path for it to unfold. Your role is not to worry about every detail. Your role is to remain aligned, to believe, to imagine, to accept, and to live with the quiet certainty that what is meant for you is already moving toward you. Let go of the chase. Let go of the fear. Let go of the belief that you must struggle to receive. Step into the feeling of fulfillment. Because when you become the person who already has what they desire, your world begins to reflect that truth back to you. You were never meant to spend your life chasing what is already connected to you. The power to transform your reality has always existed within your own consciousness. Your outer world is simply reflecting the beliefs you continue to hold inside. When you change your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions, your experience begins to change. Stop looking for proof before you believe. Believe first, and the proof will appear. Release fear, release doubt, and trust the vision placed within your heart. You do not need to force what is meant for you. You only need to align with it. Walk through life with the certainty that your desires are already unfolding. The moment you stop chasing and start receiving, everything begins to flow naturally. Remember, what you seek is not far away. It has been within you all along. The greatest transformation rarely begins with a dramatic event. It begins with a quiet decision. A decision that says, I no longer agree with the version of myself that lives in limitation. Every day you are practicing something. You are either practicing confidence or practicing doubt, practicing gratitude or practicing complaint, practicing faith or practicing fear. The mind becomes familiar with whatever you repeat most often. That is why your daily inner conversations matter more than you may realize. If every morning begins with thoughts of lack, your emotions will follow. If every challenge becomes proof that life is against you, your beliefs become stronger. But if you intentionally begin feeding your mind thoughts of possibilities, something remarkable starts to happen. Your attention shifts, your expectations shift, your emotional state shifts, and eventually your decisions begin to shift as well. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances without ever changing the story they tell themselves. Yet every experience is filtered through perception. Two people can face the exact same situation. One sees defeat, the other sees preparation. One sees rejection, the other sees redirection. The difference is not always the event. The difference is the meaning they choose to give it. That meaning becomes their reality. So become aware of the stories you have accepted without questioning them. Are they truly yours? Or were they handed to you by fear, by disappointment, by people who never saw your potential, or by experiences that convinced you life could only be difficult? You are allowed to release stories that no longer serve the person you are becoming. You are allowed to stop introducing yourself to the world through your past. Your history may explain where you've been. It does not have to determine where you are going. There is incredible freedom in realizing that your identity is not fixed. It is being created every single day, with every thought you accept, with every belief you reinforce, with every choice you make. Ask yourself, if I truly believed that life was working in my favor, how would I speak today? How would I carry myself? How would I respond to setbacks? How would I treat other people? How would I treat myself? Notice that none of those questions depend on having more money, a different relationship, or perfect circumstances. They begin with who you choose to be now. The external world often catches up to the internal world far more slowly than we would like.